So I'm going to start this series called the Dane County Trout Fishing Challenge, and I looked this morning and there's 27 streams in Dane County that are categorized as trout fishing waters, and I've only caught fish out of like 5 or 6 of them in the past. So I'm going to try to fish each one of the creeks sometimes this year for a little while and see if I can catch anything. Here's the first creek we're at. We're in downtown Verona, or on the outskirts of it, but it's a rapidly growing town on the outskirts of Madison.
This creek is 5 miles long. It starts between Madison and Verona and it flows towards the Sugar River and is in the upper Sugar River watershed. And this creek has had a history of wastewater discharges, which has caused the phosphorus levels to get high in this creek. And when I was looking at it on the internet, they were finding that they were continuing to add some wastewater from the city of Madison because Madison was treating Verona's wastewater, and then they were sending this back into this creek to compensate for the groundwater pumping in this watershed. And some of the phosphorus and nitrogen levels were high in this creek due to wastewater being put into this creek in the past. And this was actually going to be considered one of the few impaired waters that was a creek. So this creek does not have the greatest water quality, but they do stock it annually with brown trout fingerlings. So there are some brown trout in here, and they are finding the survival of them. But when they have sampled it, they have found a lack of other smaller fish species that are typical of cool water streams like mottled sculpin.
Oh shoot, I missed one. Oh, we found candy in this creek. So we're at another spot. The signs do not look favorable for fishing though. Looks like they have posted pretty heavily here. Fuck. Let's see there. What do these signs say? That was a nice one. here must be the state fishery area on this creek. So let's see what this beauty looks like. Really shallow. I still only think it's like 6 inches deep.
So this spot I fished at on Badger Milk Creek did not turn out this day. I lost 1 trout on Badger Milk Creek, and I lost 1 trout when I walked down by the Sugar River right downstream from Badger Milk Creek. I don't know why I'm deciding to do this challenge, but I love just exploring new streams. I think it would be fun to just do like a season-long goal of trying to fish all the trout streams there are in Dane County, because who knows that not very many people know that it was like, I think is when I counted, there was 27 different trout streams in Dane County. So I'm going to try to go at least once a week to a different new trout stream and make a video of me fishing for a couple hours. Like some days I may just do an adventure and fish like 3 creeks within a close proximity on the same day and make 3 different videos of it. But I think this is a cool idea, and at least if I don't catch fish and it's just a creek exploration video, you can at least see what the creek is like. Like this Badger Milk Creek, like the first spot I fished, there was a couple spots that were probably 2.5 feet deep, but most of the creek was probably about a foot deep, and I think its water level was a little higher than average the day I was there. But according to the USGS gauge, it had dropped a lot before I went fishing there, because you can see where the USGS gauge is at the first spot I fished. And it was a little off-color this day, but maybe if it warms up, it might be good, because there was a lot of ripple sections at the last spot I fished by Highway 69, which I think is actually a state public, which is either as an easement or as a public fishing area, and at Fireman's Park where I fished in the first spot is public too, for you to go and fish. And I'm sure there could be some fish there. I think if it warms up, there might be more fish in the ripples, or maybe I just suck at trout fishing, or should I use a different bait? But this creek, most of it was pretty shallow. Like, I didn't find any holes deeper than like 2.5 feet deep. That doesn't mean there couldn't be holes that are that deep, but most of it seemed relatively shallow and pretty fast flowing. And parts of it, a lot of the creek looks like it was dredged. Like upstream of where I went, looking at Google Maps, most of the creek looks like it's pretty straight. Like, I'm sure there's some trout in here and you can catch trout out of here. This day I only hooked into 1 of them, but I might stop back here another day and try to catch a trout here. But thanks for watching this video. And I'm going to have my next challenge video coming out within the next week. And if you like these videos, just say in the comments below, because I'm sure some people will like these. Some people might not like that I'm fishing these random creeks and showing if they're good or bad. But if they're like this, I don't think I'm showing any secrets. So, thanks for watching.
So my shoutouts in this video are to Fishing Zone and Water and Ice Outdoors.